Pull up an AU Small Finance because that is the stock in focus this morning. Morgan Stanley coming out with an overweight stance, expecting a 23% upside from current levels on the stock. It's absolutely flat at the moment though, but we will get you the management to give us a lowdown on the kind of outlook that they have. Also, in light of the recent Bandhan Bank listing, you had some kind of strong movement coming in for both AU Small Finance Bank as well as Ujjivan and Equitas. But let's get the business outlook with Uttam Tibrewal, ED at AU Small Finance Bank. Uttam, good to have you on the show. Give us a rundown on what your key expectations are for FY19 before I, of course, get down to asking you a couple of specific questions. What's the kind of growth targets that you're looking at? How do you expect your CASA ratio to grow? What's the kind of AU mix that you are achieving right now?
Well, good morning. First of all, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to speak on my bank, AU Bank. So, straight on the guidelines for 19, as you know, we have a history of 20 years and consistently we have delivered around 40 to 45% of CAGR on NBFC platform. And I'm proud to say that on bank platform also, we are growing with the same pace, 40 to 45% of CAGR. And I don't see any problem with the same growth delivering for coming years also. So 40 to 45% you can always expect. And towards CASA ratio, I can tell you that till December Q3 quarter results, my CASA ratio was 37%, and I was able to raise around 4,500 crores of deposits through CASA, term deposit and all that, with the addition of around 3.5 lakh new to bank customers till December. Yeah.
And what are your expansion plans right now? Like you said, you added a good mix to your client base as well. But what are the growth plans? What are your expansion plans more importantly?
So towards branches, in April when we launched the bank, we started with 200 bank branches. And as of now till December, we are around 450 touch points with 125 of asset centers and full-fledged bank branches of 300, around 6 branches where we are operating as a bank. Going forward, we are about to open 90 odd unbanked branches, which is a mandatory from RBI also, and we are leveraging those through BC model, business correspondent. So we have already appointed, we have already started doing that. So in and around 550 touch points will be there as an AU bank. In coming year also, for the new brick and mortar branches, I think we'll decide somewhere in the second half of next year. So this is the present network and we'll keep on leveraging this network.
And is this expansion going to affect your CASA mix in any way?
Yeah, definitely. As I told you that till December, my CASA ratio was 37%. And we are growing very fast. Every month I'm adding on 50%. So my CASA ratio will be around 35 to 37%. As you know that we are known as a retail bank, and retail is our blood since 20 years. So it's a pure retail bank. So we are focusing on small depositors, small customers, same tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities. So this will be the mix, I think. Yeah.
All right. There were expectations, or rather there are expectations on the street that possibly cost of funding may have peaked for the moment. You've seen some cooling off on the yield as well recently. What's your outlook on that?
On NBFC platform, you must be knowing that our cost of borrowing was high. Till March 17, I was around 9.7 to 10% around. As we have grown, we have access to CASA and TD, all that. My overall cost is now around 8%, and my incremental cost of borrowing on CASA and all that is around 6.7%. Though it's market is rates are inching up, but for us it's going down. And as we create our deposits more and more, my cost of borrowing will go down. And of course, I've passed on this margin to customers. I've reduced my yields. Earlier we were around 17-18%. Now we are hovering around 14 to 15%. So of course we have passed on these benefits to customers, and we are acquiring more businesses, more customers towards that.
And what are the kind of NIMs that you're targeting?
NIMs, we are around 5.5 to 6%, and plus if I add on other income, although it will move around 7.5 to 8%. So we are keeping our margin intact. because as a DNA, we always kept as a high yield company, and we are pass on the benefit to customer, but still we are managing the same yields and same margins.
All right. Also on the asset quality front, I mean, you had some kind of a cooling off in Q3. Is that the trend that you've noticed in Q4 as well? And what's your outlook on FY19?
So see, till Q3 December results, you must have seen that my gross NPA was 2.8% and my NPA was around 1.8 to 1.9%. And in our kind of geography where we worked on retail, average ticket size around 4 lakhs or MSME is 10 lakhs, this second half is always better. And I can tell you that month on month we are reducing, not only on percentage terms, but in absolute terms also we are reducing our NPAs. I'm reducing my 90 plus, and Q4 also was very good. So our NPAs are very much in control and it's going down month on month.
All right, and give us a sense on the book as well on an overall basis. I mean, your retail to wholesale breakup is about 80:20 right now. Are you going to maintain that mix? Also, more than 50% is NBFC right now. Is that how it's going to be going forward from here as well?
Surely. Right now till December, my 82% was retail and 18% was wholesale. And wholesale also is towards the funnel towards retail, you know. So as I told you, AU Bank is a story of retail, and we keep on focusing on these kind of customers. My ticket size is the same, and my ratio will not change, not below 80%, or maybe over around 75 to 80%. But we'll just focus on retail. Next 5 years, we'll be focusing on retail. Yeah.
All right, and NBFC will be the key business vertical, or are there other business verticals that you will grow as well?
NBFC is not that large vertical. Last year, I think this was around 1,500 crores to NBFC, because we ourselves as an NBFC 20 years, so we understand this business. As we look any balance sheet of any NBFC, so we come to understand about the book, about the strength. So that's our niche. That's why we started funding NBFC. But it will not be a large part. If you see my 15,000 crore of AUM, if 1,500 crore to 1,800 crores is of NBFC is not that much, but still we focus on NBFC because we understand this business very much.
Fair enough, Mr. Tibrewal. We'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining in, and good luck for the year ahead. We'll of course connect with you once your Q4 earnings are out as well. But thanks so much for joining in today.
Thank you so much.
Some flashes at the bottom of your screen. Ashok Leyland, the stock was buzzing in trade just when the show started. We were waiting those numbers. They're out right now. Total sales